Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Katie.
And we're
Livin' Lovin' Disney.
Come join us on our podcast where we talk about all things Disney.
Like our trips and cruises, our DVC resorts, tours of the park, after-hour parties, and our family's crazy Disney life.
We've got some older episodes for you to listen to and get to know us a little bit.
Keep on dreaming.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome into Livin' Lovin'
Disney.
All right. This time we're going to be talking about a few shows that we experienced on our trip. The shows we're going to talk about is Kite Tales, Lion King Modified, and Beauty and the Beast Modified. That was kind of funny. So let's go for it. Okay. So we're in the Animal Kingdom. Not a lot going on in Animal Kingdom at the time, right? I mean, Everest was actually open at that.
Everest was open. All of the shows were pretty much closed.
So, no shows. Well,
pretty much. Lion King had just opened back up.
Right, and Finding Nemo show is still closed.
Still closed.
So it was closed then.
Refurbed. So.
Which is a bummer because,
I love that
always
show.
like going to that show.
I really miss it. And these shows make a huge difference in Animal Kingdom.
No, the trip prior to that, there were no shows.
No shows. So we were glad to have Lion King back.
So it was nice that Lion King was actually there, so we were excited to go to it.
And Beauty and the Beast. So, really.
Yeah. So, anyways, so let's talk about Lion King.
Lion King. We have been to this show multiple times.
And really enjoy it.
And we enjoy it. We love it.
As many of you probably do as well.
Yes, and there's certain parts, everyone has their favorite parts.
Right.
And mine, unfortunately, are now missing. So, and my daughters. But anyway, I understand they had to do their little modifications, and some of it was COVID related.
It was all COVID related.
Well, I know, and some of it would. Well, yes, it all backs all the way up to COVID. But
it's all about COVID.
Some of it was like the COVID guidelines of "don't touch me," and some of them were just flat. Not enough actors because of the COVID rules they put on them that they lost a bunch of cast.
Right. Well, yeah.
So that changed the whole world.
Both
those had different spectrums. Oh, yes, go back to COVID in the baseline, but there was different reasons behind it.
You're right again. Okay.
And the comedy version is the distance thing that they put into these shows of the "don't touch me's" that are kind of comical.
Okay.
Because it's just the way it plays out when you're used to seeing these shows where they touch and the bird part and they're dancing with each other. Well, everybody's staying like there's a force field.
Right, she usually gets on the rope and does her little flip. That was gone, wasn't it?
There's no rope. She doesn't spin on a rope. She doesn't fly around the room.
So y'all remember the part where they do the ballerina kind of dance with the birds?
The ballerina bird. She doesn't fly anymore right now.
They don't touch at all.
Yeah, they don't touch, and they just dance away from each other, and it's like they have a force field around each person, and they just kind of float around each other. It's still pretty, but
they still did a good job with it. But
but you miss the original content. Yeah. You know what they used to be, and you're like, wait a minute, this is where he makes her fly and spins her around, and you're like, oh man.
And then
the monkeys are gone.
Yeah, you don't have the monkey part. That's a pretty entertaining part of that show, really.
It's huge when the monkeys come out and the comical, and the kids love that part.
Yeah, it's acrobatic.
The monkeys are bouncing all over the place, and they're hilarious. And
so that's totally gone.
It's gone.
They still have the flame guy, though.
Gone. Yes, they added the flame guy, and I like the flame guy.
I mean, was the flame guy there? He was there last time too, right?
But he's it. He's the show now.
Yeah, he's the big part.
When it becomes to that, the monkeys are gone, and the fire guy gets up there and does his little fire dance.
Twirly thing.
Which is impressive.
Rob, you really bring it down. The twirly thing.
The twirly thing. Yeah, the man's dancing with fire.
Yeah, I couldn't do that for nothing. Burn my face off or
in
something.
A little loincloth, yes.
Yeah, you might catch me dead in that.
Puts it on his feet and in his mouth and everywhere else.
So that was good. Still, I mean, it was still entertaining.
It's still entertaining, yes, and it's a good show if you haven't been there. Even Modified, it's a great show.
And I'm glad it's there. Right.
I just found it a little comical. Yeah, the force fielding around everybody to stay away.
He's like, touch me.
But they don't.
Touch me. Touch me. I'm reaching out to you. Touch me. I can't touch you. Stay away. No.
Yes.
So, okay. Was there anything else about that show that... So it was a little shorter because
it was
they
much
had to,
shorter. They cut a lot out of it, and the crowds, of course, you couldn't have as many people in there.
Right, that's right.
So we were very spaced out.
That's right. I forgot about that whole part of it.
You like had a row, and then the next row would be staggered, and they'd let people sit over here, and it was all this crazy spacing. And you can sit there, but you can't sit there.
Right, and we experienced that a lot on everywhere. So.
Everywhere, so we were kind of used to it.
I mean, that wasn't
on that trip.
But that was the second trip.
It was the second trip,
COVID,
which was way better than the first trip
during
COVID. Yeah. So anyway, all these little things we're still complaining about, but you have to understand when we actually went, we were like, "Woo, Lion King's open!" Because the year before there was nothing.
There's no monkeys in this show.
I know, but when we got done, we were like, "Hey, where's the monkeys?
Yeah,
why didn't she fly?" It was all these things I wanted to share with my daughter because she'd never seen it.
Right. Again, here we go with the Christmas party.
Yep.
Thing that we talked about in one episode.
But you know
what?
She loved the show. She still thought it was wonderful.
Oh yeah.
She just didn't know what she was missing. So it was didn't
still
matter to her. Yep. She still loved it. We all sang along like we all do.
Right.
And a wing a wep, a wing a wep. Yeah, we all did our thing. Yeah. And it was good. And I still would see it even modified. And I'm so grateful that the actors are back. And that they're being able to perform, but we're still so short of so many cast members.
It's still not at full. Now we've been since that time, and it's still not full.
It's still modified.
It's still modified. So
they're still missing.
Anyways, but they let more people in there.
Yes. So the room is packed.
It's packed. Now. So, but I heard the monkeys were coming back. So
I did too.
I don't remember the date of that, but
I don't remember a date.
But I had read something that the monkey.
That they're in training and they are coming back. That is coming back into it.
They're not always just flying around even on their day off.
You're funny.
It's like, I'm going to bed, and they get everything and fling off into their bedroom.
I don't know. Maybe they were performing for Cirque du Soleil on the side. I don't know.
You never know. A lot of those people do that. They'll do a show at Disney and then they'll go over to Universal and be part of a show over there.
Yeah, I mean, they had to do something.
I mean,
had to do something. Yeah,
that's how they make their living. So, all right. There's Lion King, now Kite Tales. We went to Kite Tales. I don't know how many of you have seen Kite Tales.
In Animal Kingdom.
They have to use the place for something.
They have to.
They got that big old lagoon there.
They have a big old lagoon and all that seating. They just got to come up with something that will last. And you know what? I think they could almost do a day and a night show.
The concept
is good of the kite show. And with them flying around and all that. I mean, it's entertaining.
Is it?
It's entertaining.
Sorta.
But is it something... I mean, there's people you kind of watch... Because you could watch it from multiple spots. You didn't need to be in the theater.
No, you don't need to be in the theater to watch it.
Because they're up higher. You can see it.
I mean, it's nice to be in the theater.
In a lot of places. The theater's nice to sit in. It's a nice spot to just kind of take a break and watch a show.
I think it's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Maybe, on paper.
It can't be 100% controlled. There is some comedy factor when the balloons crash.
Or if there's wind.
Or wind blows them, they'll all of a sudden just dive into the crowd.
I'll have to say, I was looking at the kites themselves, the way they made those. It's pretty interesting how they made to make those big kites fly.
Well, they're pretty big, and they're running around with them just
stable,
on a ski-doo.
Yeah,
zipping
that was
around.
It's probably fun for the cast.
I think I'd kind of like that job.
I'd like that part.
Maybe
they could put one cast member behind the ski on skis while the kite's going. Maybe that would,
and he could
a monkey
help
outfit.
Bail the back of the kite.
A monkey outfit or something.
Well, at that point, you could stack them and have 3 monkeys. Why one? Yeah. Why stop at one?
Well, if they could just bring the monkeys back.
If they can keep the alligators out of it, why not have a nice ski show right there? Anything.
I remember back when I was a kid, I think we went to where did we go? I don't know if it was a county fair, and they used to have like a water ski show in there somewhere. You could do something like that.
Well, they have to be careful because, water pollutants, and it's Animal Kingdom. So it can't be super loud motors and stuff, so.
Well, you could ski behind the ski-doo, though.
Yeah.
if you're not 500 pounds.
They just have to contain it. They can't be really loud. It can't put off a lot of gas or
maybe they
smell.
could, like, you remember the Go-Go's, the band, the Go-Go's from the 80s? They had that picture of them on a pyramid.
Oh my gosh. Behind
Water
a ski-doo?
skiing pyramid.
Behind a ski-doo? Really?
Well, they can get little people.
Little people.
I'm just kidding. You're stupid. No,
anyway, those kites are pretty big, and they're pretty amazing to see them fly. But
it has something to be desired. I don't think it's a big plus. I mean, it's something to do.
They've hit their mark there.
Yeah,
they keep shooting, but they think they keep missing the target. Just a little bit of true entertainment.
I mean, between that and the other show that was there, the Rivers of Light. I think I like the Rivers of Light.
I think the Rivers of Light was a little better than the Kite Tales.
It was a nighttime thing.
But it was a nighttime show. Now here they could do a day and a night.
Right.
You could have still had the Rivers of Light come out as a good night kiss to Animal Kingdom still, and have that kind of a show.
Or
in the
they
evening.
could do the kite show at night and light them on fire.
That would only be once. But I think they could do the kite show during the day, let them sail in the sun and whatnot, and do a night show.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the way to go with it. Maybe they can do some kind of
a day and a night, which
show.
helps pull people away from the rides.
Right.
A little bit. And you take a break and have lunch while you're watching a show. And
I mean, it's a nice amphitheater that they have.
It is. It really is. They need to do something in there.
Figure out a piece of gold to put in there.
I know. The right show that they can put in there.
It'd be awesome for that park. But
I need some dolphins.
Well, I know, but that's
a little water show going on in there.
Kiko going in there.
A little something.
Killer whale.
Some kind of an educational thing where maybe they do have some dolphins that come in, or somebody that comes out and talks about a turtle or a manatee, and have different animals.
But dolphins can't be in it. It's not salt water.
I understand that. I'm just saying they need something like that. They could still be educational and can teach more. I know they do the dolphins over in Epcot. I get it.
Train some alligators or something.
I don't know, but something that will grab people more.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is to that, but
the people that are in there, that is never a full auditorium.
No, they just haven't had the show yet.
They just haven't. They haven't been able to hit that mark.
But hopefully somebody will come along with this awesome idea at some point. I don't know what.
I think Rivers of Light was good. It needed a little more. It's like they had a good idea going, but didn't quite get it completely developed.
They can't do fireworks.
No, but they could do more music. It was so quiet and peaceful, it put you to sleep.
They did kind of the water thing, like...
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I like that. World of Color.
World of Color, yeah. Disneyland.
And Fantasmic, where they have the show on water.
They did do some of that. And they shot Jungle Book. I thought that was cool. If they could do something more like that, I think
they could do more with that.
Integrate that into a show, I think.
I mean, look how long World of Color's been going.
I know. If they could do something like that,
and Fantasmic, something that can grab more.
Right.
People gotta go. I gotta go see this, and now I gotta go see it again.
Right.
I've seen Kite Tales. Will I watch it again? Maybe if I'm standing in line. But it's not something I would be like, I gotta go sit and watch that again.
I mean, I've gotten there with an ice cream cone and just sat and watched it.
We sat and ate. We've had an ice cream. We've just kind of taken a break there.
It's not a terribly long show, so it's something you can do in 20 minutes or something.
That's what I mean. It's more like a lunchtime entertainment.
So it's something to do. So if you haven't seen it, it's worth. I mean, I guess it's worth going to if you're in there. You might as well.
And those kites are huge, and they're kind of funny when they crash when they're not supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's Kite Tales for you. I don't know what on the candy apple meter. What do you give Kite Tales?
This isn't a movie.
I know it's still a candy apple meter.
Oh my gosh!
I'd say a 1.
Oh boy!
I got a 1 to 5. I'd say it's still getting a candy apple because at least the effort.
Okay, I'll give it an apple based on effort.
Okay.
And that they are really well done. The balloons are well done.
They are. They're cool.
Simba looks like Simba. They're all Lion King characters.
They have to make those things fly.
And the way they move in the air, they're really cool. They're just missing something to bring it all together.
Hey, I got this weird spider bite.
I got one too. Are we going to talk about that right now?
No.
Okay.
Okay, and then we went also and saw Beauty and the Beast, the modified version.
And I about laughed my butt off.
And that's at Hollywood Studios, right?
Yes.
So we went and saw that, and that was kind of funny.
And that again, the force field was all around them. And
I mean, Disney magic had to happen at the end there because there wasn't no magical kiss going on in that one.
No. And
it's like, touch me. Just a little further.
They were always out of reach of each other, trying to love one another. But I mean,
I love you, but don't touch me.
I love you, but she's laying across the floor, and he's dying over there, and she's 6 feet away from him with her hand reaching out.
So did you see the magical loogie? She just logged over there.
Gosh,
that was like the next best thing to a kiss, I guess.
Magic loogie, really? You had to go there.
That's pretty nasty.
Horrible. That's nasty.
But I mean,
there was no kiss. There was no hug. There was no high five, fist bump. Nada, man. There was a force field of comical reaching out. No.
Although we get the elbow bump all the time.
It was comical.
It was kind of a bummer. They couldn't even do that, you know.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Was there anything else in that show?
There was several times, and they were supposed to like dance or do something. And
the ball when they usually do don't they do a dance like in the ballroom kind of thing? But they didn't
really dance. They kind of danced away from each other instead of together. Everything was so modified.
I wish you could embrace me, but
I can't hug you. You might give me COVID. 6 feet. But I mean.
They tried.
They really did try.
I mean,
the
it was
music
nice it was
fine.
there. I mean,
and it was good. The storyline's there. They did what they could with what they had to play with all the rules.
Again, it was like what you said before. There's several reasons why.
There were many safety reasons why. It was just
lack of cast members, probably also in these like all the shows.
Yes, that doesn't explain why they couldn't touch each other.
Well,
but
no, it doesn't.
I thought, really? Okay.
Touch it. Touch it.
Touch him!
Touch it.
I thought they were really pushing. I'm sure that Disney put a lot of rules. And some of those between Disney and the CDC and everything else really put the hurt on some of these shows.
I wish Disney would just do...
And and everybody trying to be compliant and please everybody and all that stuff. I'm so glad the shows are back, and I take them in their modified versions.
You really miss them.
They are such a big part. Right. You don't just go for the rides. It's nice to sit down and watch a show. To sit down, relax, and watch a show.
So it's nice, even though they're modified and kind of funny in some ways. I'm so glad they're back. It's nice to have them back.
Yeah, it's nice to see the actors back and start getting glimpses of normality, even though they're comical, that they were coming. And I didn't do any of those shows really, except for Lion King this last time, and it was still modified.
Yeah, everything's still modified.
Yeah, so. We'll see this next time we go.
It's not modified right now is the amount of people they let into the shows. It's that they've let up a lot on that. Another show that I went to that you guys didn't go to, it's an audio animatronic show, and it's the American Adventure in the American Pavilion in Epcot. I've never been that, and I tried to get you guys to go, but you had to go do something. With you, but you have to go. Oh, that's boring.
I would have left Aaliyah alone. She didn't want to do it.
No, I wasn't. Eden was there.
This time?
It was when Eden was there.
Eden was on a mad dash for macaroons.
No, you guys went back to the African trading outpost place.
And she was trying to find those statues.
For John.
Yeah, for John.
So while you guys were doing that and doing other shopping, I went to the American Adventure. I'd never seen it before. And so I sat through it. It was interesting. I would like to go. I'd like to go see it again, just so I can, get more of it. There's a lot of audio animatronics in it, and this goes through the story of America.
I guess I'll have to sit down and watch that with you.
So it's good, and I think they need to keep stuff like that in there.
History's important. Our history's important,
and they need to keep it there. It's like the Hall of Presidents. Okay, I like going in there because Now, I don't agree with all our presidents, and some of them are complete doofuses, but over time, I don't know a lot about a lot of them, but, it's still our American history, and that's important.
Correct.
I think that's, but this last time I went, you guys will not go in there with me.
Yeah, you know what? I was working so hard to keep politics out of my brain, the negativity out of my head, and trying to embrace positive thoughts that I absolutely couldn't even do that.
But the last two times, first it was the Trump one, and then everybody's having a conniption fit over that, and then there's the Biden
I still went with you, but I couldn't.
I had
do the
to go
Biden
see
one.
what they
I
did.
couldn't do it.
Because
I couldn't do it.
To be honest with you, I sat through. It was okay. I have my feelings about everything, but anyways, I went to it. I always like going to it because it's American history, and except one thing I do miss about that I really liked was the Muppet show that they had.
Those are cute. I'm sad they
Liberty
took that
Square. I think that was really it would be awesome if they brought that back, but I liked watching that because it just brings American history to that part of the park in a fun way.
Yeah, a lot of people talked about that, and they have talked about that.
I thought
they're
that was
like rewriting different things, and that they will probably have the Muppets still back out there.
I hope they bring that back, but I thought they took that up for good. But I thought that was a good addition for that. Everybody was stopped and watched it.
Of course, kind of distract
how could you
people
not?
a
It's
little
the
bit.
Muppets,
It's the Muppets. Yeah.
So, anyways,
no, it's good.
So, there's a few shows that we've been to that we've noticed a little modified, but yet still entertaining.
It's definitely still entertaining. Still well worth watching and going to and enjoying. There's so much to see, like I said, other than just rides. I've had so many people tell me that Animal Kingdom is a half day, or, you hear things and you're like, how many of these people understand and realize just how much they're missing if they don't slow down and go to the shows?
That's the ticket.
And the walks, take the African trek walks, and go see the gorillas, and
I could see
all those things.
When all that stuff was shut down, it was hard to stay there all day. Okay,
we still did several days.
We still did it, but I could see where people say that's a half day park.
It's not a thrill seeker
Those
park.
things add to the park, and I think that you really need to slow down and enjoy those things, because maybe those aren't things you do every time, but they're still worth doing.
It's
and I'm
totally
really looking
worth doing.
forward to the Finding Nemo show when it comes back, because they're going to do some revisions of that. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with that. That's a great show. Now, granted, when I go in there, I fall asleep because it's so comfortable in there. I mean, I'm usually tired from walking, right?
Yeah.
But I like the music in it, and I just love the puppetry and how they do it. It's just very creative and stuff. So those shows really do add to your visit to any of the parks. So
They do. But, I mean, I can't imagine going to Animal Kingdom and not going to see the baby gorillas or the baby hippo.
That's part of that park.
And going to those things and looking at the tigers. And a lot of people, sadly, don't ever go there. Look how much time we spent trying to find the freaking kangaroos this last time. And they were right out front, in front of the stinking tree.
Well,
we never knew it.
You still had to look for them.
We were on a hunt.
They're not always sitting right in the open.
Didn't even know they had them. But there are so many animals in little areas there that you don't even know are there.
Yeah, even those little
unless you slow down. Those little enclosures all have little animals in them all over the place.
Yeah.
And people don't. They're just walking on their way to the next ride.
I mean, these things are interesting to do. If you can just, I like to meander around the park. I like doing that. Sometimes I get caught crap for it. Katie. The guy walks. I never seen him walk so slow in his whole life.
Oh, I mean, you guys have seen a sloth walk across the highway. There's plenty of videos. The sloth can beat Rob walking in a park on an average day.
That's all right. I'm not there. I'm not rushing around. I mean, now the fast pass system's kind of gone.
I know. Hey, I walk slower than I used to, and you still are miles behind us. But
I don't know. I'm just walking normal. You're not walking normal.
That is not normal.
How can you walk so slow with those long legs?
You are a 6 foot tall man. I do not understand how you have a Disney walk and a life walk, and they are not the same.
Well,
they are not the same.
I'm there to enjoy myself, so I enjoy this round.
Yep.
So you know.
Oh, yeah, all is well.
Anyways.
Something else that popped in my brain when we were talking.
What shows?
When we were talking
Anyways,
about shows.
you guys need to stop and see the shows.
Stop
As
and
they
take
come
it
back.
all
They're
in
not
because
all
there's
back yet, though.
so much to see. Gosh, this last time when we went out on out to, what do they call it? When we took okay.
Oh, the train out to
The train ride.
Rafiki's planet. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk to you about it, but you never know what you're going to encounter.
Yeah, I mean,
never
that's
know.
a great place to go. You never know what you're going to...
No.
Every time's different.
It's different. And with
that's a
that
great
live
place to
surgery
go.
office and stuff going
Yeah,
on
you
out
never
there,
know.
you
You
do
might
not
see
know.
a snowman made of
Poop. Been there, done that.
Yeah, but listen to the previous episode, you know.
Yeah.
That was a crack up.
There's surprises all around the
So,
corner.
I mean, you never know what you're going to see.
Yep. And you know what else is back now? The music on the streets is back again.
What, the barbershop guys and everything?
Well, some of that, not
Those
all
things?
of it, but some
You
of
mean
it's
those
starting to
things
come
or,
back.
like, bands and
and
stuff?
like the drummers that were playing in Africa, that just made
Oh,
it
yeah.
feel like
Those-
Africa.
Yeah, because they
again.
weren't back yet either
No,
last
It
time.
was pretty quiet.
So, yeah, well, that totally adds an
Oh,
environment
man.
for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Especially when I got up in there and said, "Move over, buddy." I don't remember that part.
Again, you got to stay away from that. the crazy pills.
No, yeah, that definitely adds. I'm so glad that's come back too.
It's
It'll get better.
Yep,
It's,
the whole
they're still
vibe.
bringing stuff back. So, anyway, I heard a lot of Yeehaw Bob was going to be coming back too. I think he is back.
He is.
So we'll have to see him next time we go. But, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed our little show on shows. So, be sure to go when you go to the parks and enjoy some of the shows, and it gives you a little break and
Take a moment to take in the talents of others.
yeah, exactly.
It's refreshing and thank them for what they do.
Yeah. So, all right, that's it for this episode. You guys be good to one another, and we'll see you next time on
Live and love in Disney.
All right, thanks, Katie. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.